Check it out. Changing these old nasty headlights out for these brand new ones. The front of this car is going to look so much better.
Look out!
Now, a word about yellowing headlights. These are plastic. They're always going to yellow. I have not been able to find anything that will keep them from doing that. Definitely not sanding and polishing. That is pretty much just a temporary measure until you get something else that will stop the UV rays from turning the plastic yellow. Speaking of turning the plastic yellow, I watch YouTube just as much as you guys do, and I saw in a video where you can polish these up clear, paint them with clear coat, specifically this one, UV resistant. Can you see that? UV resistant, non-yellowing. That is actually on these. I did that and they still turned yellow. So it has been my experience that this does not work. They'll still turn yellow. And to be honest with you, even when I had these as clear as they could be and sprayed this on there, they never looked that good. Just FYI. In order to change these headlights, you have to take this whole bumper cover off, which is not a big deal. You got 2 bolts here, 1 bolt up here, a couple of these little push pins, and there's a couple of bolts on the bottom. You will need a 7mm ratchet to get to these guys down here. Okay, there's 1 bolt here, and then your push pins back here. Back there's your push pins, here's your bolt. And this thing will come right off. Okay, with the bolts out and the push pins out, now you're going to need a little screwdriver to get in here and pop these little teeth out of carefully out of there. I'm going to use 2 hands. So these are the little teeth you're dealing with. This one goes up this way. The rest of them catch the opposite way. You can see the holes here. So they just pop out, which means they will just pop in when you're done. Same with this here. Be careful, especially if you're doing this on somebody else's car. It might be easy to scratch the paint. This comes out pretty easy. Okay, so 2 holes, one that grabs up on the inside. Easy as that. Okay, before you get it completely off, you want to disconnect your fog lights, if you have them, which is just a connection in the back. You also want to disconnect your side marker lights if you're going to remove this totally. And that's just a clip right here. And then there are 2 bolts, 10 millimeter, one back here, one in here, that hold the headlight in. Put something soft underneath your bumper so you don't scratch it up. Okay, both bolts are out. This guy just comes right out. So from here, I'll disconnect both of these guys. Better with 2 hands. And then take this guy out. New one goes in exactly the reverse. Boy, that looks great. And I'm going to put it all back together. These actually came with new bulbs, so I'm going to use those and replace these. Okay, parking light or turn signal and headlamp are both connected. Now this just goes back in the reverse of disassembly. The other side, same drill. 2 10 millimeter bolts under here. It comes out. Take the electrical connections off, put your new one in, connect it, put your 2 bolts in, and you put it all back together. Okay, get your bolts in, but not too tight. Just give it the old Scotty Kilmer oomph. Okay, assembly of the bumper cover is just reverse of disassembly. Just take your time getting it back together. Whole job, both headlights, took me about 20 minutes at the most. So if you really were to get after it, you could probably do it in 10-15 minutes. It's just that easy. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
J Hunto's Garage.
Don't forget to subscribe to J Hunto's Garage.